Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome to episode number 53 of the Good Point Row podcast, the Magic 8-ball number. So we'll see how it goes.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, baby. Gonna get right into it today. A lot going on, really in all sports. So it's pretty cool. Obviously, you have the off season, the draft coming up in the NFL. The NBA is in pretty much the real part of the season where it actually matters and teams are actually trying. So enjoying that as well. We're gonna start out in the NFL though. Actually, you know what we're gonna start out with is the big thing that I forgot. It's the NCAA tournament. It's March Madness. So everybody's hyped for that. We're gonna start with our Final Four predictions. Did you even? I told you that like for hours. You could have just looked up a bracket.
I know who's gonna win it all.
All right. Why don't you just look it up, bro? You don't know?
No.
Okay. So my Final Four might be surprising to many, but, you know, who knows? So my Final Four consists of Alabama. We got Duke on a 9-game win streak, looking good out of the ACC. Going to make a run into the March Madness. Texas, and my surprise in the Final Four, St. Mary's. Solid team. Top 25, and I think both offense and defense. So, I mean.
Who does St. Mary's play?
I don't know. They're a 5 seed. They're historically good in the tournament. So,
you know who,
I like them making a good run this year, knocking into the Final Four.
I think Missouri's gonna give Bama some trouble if they.
I had Missouri losing in the first round. So
really,
yeah,
I think Missouri's gonna give Bama some trouble if they meet.
I don't think so.
I think Alabama's the best lock for a Final Four though.
Alabama's definitely the best, the easiest, whatever.
I've never seen a team that can win in so many different ways. Like, even when Brandon Miller doesn't play good, they still win. Mark Sears isn't shooting good right now.
Yeah.
They still win. They're the most athletic team. They have the biggest bodies.
Yeah.
They shoot threes. I mean, they do everything better than everybody.
Jeez, bro.
What?
Your voice cracked like probably 30 times in that.
No, it didn't. It did once.
Happens to me too. I don't know.
Okay.
We're just like 13, I guess. But yeah, I like Alabama winning it all. They can shoot the three. They can beat you inside. They're bigger than you. They're faster than you. They're stronger than you.
They got the best coach in the game. God dang.
Yeah, I know. Nate Oates, the best coach in the country. To me, Bama's a lock of the Final Four. I think they have the easiest division, and I think they're a lock for me to win the whole thing.
Not only that, but they've gone through the most drama this whole year, and they still just went through all that adversity, and it seems like nothing phases them.
Yeah. Brandon Miller, like a phoenix out of ashes, leads Alabama to the Natty. Because what looks better than Bama and Natty? Bama, Natty. Bama, Natty. Doesn't matter what sport it is.
Yeah. Bama is the best college in the U.S. right now. It's not even disputable. The second time we don't make the playoff, we're the best team in basketball. And we're going to be the best team in baseball soon, I guarantee it. Alabama is the college of legends and winners. That's what we do.
Where legends are made.
Yeah.
It just means more.
Yeah. The SEC has the best slogan by far, too.
Yeah.
It just means more. Because when you actually watch the games, it's true. The SEC, it just means more. Like, they're a different breed of athletes.
Yeah.
And that's why they have the most players in the NFL.
Yeah.
By far. And that's why Alabama has 67 players in the NFL. Think about that, dude.
Do you know what time we started?
What time is it right now?
12:48.
We've probably been going for like 5 minutes.
Which, happy spring forward, guys, because our clock is still 12 minutes fast, but it used to be an hour and 12 minutes fast.
Bro, it's so hard to get up in the morning when
the time changes like that?
Like when I wake up at like 6:30.
Yeah.
And it was just completely dark. That I rather like be like sun out then and then.
I don't know. I feel like when I was driving to work at like 6 something, it's dark usually.
But today, but I'm not.
Today it wasn't.
Before daylight savings is what just happened.
Yeah. I don't know which one it is.
But before it's easier to get up, and then after I guess.
But the sun went down. Is going down today at like 7.
Yeah.
Like late.
And if you're on the Eastern time in the summer, it doesn't go down until like 9:30. That's nuts.
Oh really?
Like when you're in Georgia and like those kind of states, whenever we'd go there and it's the summer, it doesn't go down until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's too long, bro.
Really?
Oh yeah. I gotta like take a couple hours to wind down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, we'll get more in depth on March Madness. We'll probably do one more episode on Today's Monday, either Wednesday or Thursday, right as the tournament's either starting or whatever.
And not all the seeds are even announced yet.
Yeah.
I don't think they
Yeah.
are.
Well, there's a couple teams that are doing play-ins, but that always happens. You still got to
Oh.
do your bracket before then. But yeah, go look us up on the ESPN app. Maybe we'll put our link in our link tree or something. But join the Good Point Bro bracket. The password is Good Point Bro. It's that simple.
Another thing about March Madness is usually like we always have a bracket where Alabama wins, and it's like just for fun. But this year it's like they're the favorite. to
Second.
win. Who's first? Houston.
Houston.
Yeah. Even though we beat Houston at Houston, it's crazy.
Yeah. But we lost to Oklahoma, which is rough.
They're a 5 seed though.
But
oh wait.
but yeah, you good in there? Let's go in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, so in the NFL, as you guys know, Aaron Rodgers is pretty much a locked done deal to go to the Jets. At least that's what it looks like today. Obviously, he's gone a little bit quiet over the weekend, which I think is funny because the Bears just traded their pick to the Panthers, and then the Raiders, they're not getting the number 1 pick. Apparently, the Raiders were in talks with the Bears to get the number 1 overall pick. They didn't get it. Then that very day, Aaron Rodgers goes quiet onto the Jets. So I don't know what that means. It's just a little bit of speculation.
Bro, that
But
division is actually retarded.
But yeah, so I think he's going to end up on the Jets. And it does kind of make me sad a little bit because I think that team or that division, I think, is again going to have 3 teams in the playoffs. But my problem with it, I mean, hopefully, but what's sad to me is either Mac Jones or Tua is not making it. It's one of the two. Like, because, you know, the Bills are making it.
You think the Jets will make the playoffs?
Yes. I think their defense is legit. Obviously, Quentin Williams from Alabama is there. Sauce Gardner, that cornerback, is there. They're young. They have young upcoming receivers as well.
They have a good coach.
They have good coaches. So, yeah, and then you add Aaron Rodgers into that mix, and I think they're fine.
Yeah,
I mean, they were borderline playoff team at times this year with Mike White and Zach Wilson. So,
yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it one bit. But, yeah, so specifically Tua Tagovailoa, you know, the Jalen Ramsey goes to the Dolphins. If Tua stays healthy this year, there's really no excuse. They're loaded, man. They have their offensive line is great. Their receivers are great. Their defense is up and coming, and probably is going to make a good run in the AFC with or without Tua. I think that team is good enough to win a Super Bowl. So if Tua is healthy and he plays to the caliber that he did last year while healthy, I think they're very much so Super Bowl contenders. And if for whatever reason Tua stays healthy and they aren't that, his career might be in trouble. And actually, even if he doesn't stay healthy, his career might be in trouble, especially if it's concussion related. So I don't know, man.
He's got to get it done this year.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to make a deep run. You're telling me you got Tyreek Hill, top 3 receiver, Jalen Waddle, top 10 receiver. They got the linebacker from the Bears. They got Jalen Ramsey, top 3 corner. They've got to make a run this year. Jalen Ramsey's not a top 3 cornerback,
Not
bro.
anymore, no.
Bro, you tripping. Who's over him?
Patrick Surtain, Sauce Gardner. I maybe would take the guy from the Packers. And then
He still had great.
I ranked
they
my
still
corner,
ranked him.
I ranked my
top 3.
top 5 corners in the middle of the season, and
They still ranked them top 3.
Who's they?
Like the NFL, whatever. Like I forget what the website's called, but like the main NFL rankings, he still was a top 3 cornerback. And he was on a trash team, dude.
I don't know who ranked him that after the year. PFF is a good one.
Yeah, PFF is what I was.
They have
He's
him.
number 3.
That's James Bradbury.
Oh,
He's 9. Yeah, I didn't think he was top 3. I would put Patrick Surtain 1 though over Sauce Gardner. James Bradbury, I would switch with Jared. So that's the dude from the Packers. So literally my top 3 was. I got you on that. Oh, Stephon Gilmore's up there too. But yeah,
that dude's old.
I got you on that freaking NFL, bro.
Whatever. I saw somewhere where he was top 3. I just thought it was PFF. But yeah, that's what everybody goes by.
Yeah.
I mean, but he was okay. Before last year, he was
and he's on a trash team.
He was
so
a
who
top
knows?
3. That's what I'm saying. Before last year, he was a top 3 cornerback.
He's overpaid though. We can
Maybe
agree on that.
yeah. No cornerback should be paid that unless you're as good as Surtain and shut down the side of a field. But before last year, he was like a top 2 cornerback, maybe the best in the game. And last year he's on a trash team, so who knows?
Yeah. Which, as a lot of you guys know, I'm a Bears fan. Go Bears, Chicago Bears. Cameron's not. Cameron's going to end up being probably a Panthers fan
now.
if they even take him, which I doubt they will. If you look at their current GM's last 5 quarterback drafts, they're all 6'3" or higher. None of them are under 6'3".
Okay, so why would they trade for the number 1 pick if they're not getting Bryce Young?
To
That
get
make no
Stroud
sense.
over the Texans.
So you think they're going to get Stroud, not Anthony Richardson?
No, not Anthony Richardson.
They're not picking
I think they're getting
Stroud over
Stroud.
Bryce.
Just based on who they've drafted, who he's drafted in the past, it would be Stroud.
Stroud's not a huge quarterback.
No, but it doesn't take much to be bigger than
Yeah, so I'm saying like
Bryce Young would be the
if
smallest quarterback
if
taken since
they're
Kyler Murray.
getting Bryce Young, dude, they're not gonna trade. And not only did they trade for the number 1 pick, dude, they gave up a lot.
Which is
Like
what
I don't know if
I was
they
about to get into
the
that. but
Bears might have won that because of how much the Panthers gave up, dude. Like that was insane. I was not expecting that much. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
So-
did the Bears give up, or did the Panthers give up too much to get the number 1 pick?
too much.
Yeah.
I think it takes a top 5 QB to make the Super Bowl. And if they think that they're going to have to give that up to get one, then whatever.
Okay. Does Justin Fields have the potential to be a top 5 quarterback?
So, does Justin Fields potential? Yeah. Potential. Will he get there? Who reaches their potential? I don't know.
Okay.
But here's what I think about this. I think they got a lot in return for that number 1 pick. I like the trade. I think it's what's best for the team. I think they helped that, problem at the wide receiver position with DJ Moore coming in. He's only 25 years old. He's a young, good player.
A stud.
Yeah, he's a good player. And then, Justin Fields, I think they're kind of giving him that Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts treatment where you let the guy be on the team for 2 years, learn the offense. He had a different OC this year than last year, different head coach this year than last year. And I think this upcoming year, if he doesn't turn it on, then you maybe start looking. Because if, let's say he does bad, then you end up with a top 3 pick again, or you end up with now all these picks that you have as draft or trade capital, and then you trade up and get a dude from USC or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're in a rush to get a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud or Anthony Richardson. So I get that. Or maybe they trade a 9 and they get Anthony Richardson. Maybe that's their plan, but I think that would be stupid.
No, yeah, for sure. Because Justin Fields is 6'3", 230, and is like the same player as Anthony Richardson. I think if I would have saw the trade that they made, I would have said, yeah, that's the right move for sure. I mean, you got all those picks. You still got the 9th pick, and you get DJ Moore, who's a young, up-and-coming stud receiver. So you fix the receiver
because he was on the team with Cam. No, he wasn't.
No, he
was.
He kind of
Yeah, he was.
not when they went to the Super Bowl though. That was 2015. There's no way. He's 25 years old.
He was on the team with Cam Newton. I know that for
Okay, that doesn't mean like Cam Newton was on the team till like 2019.
Well, he could turn 26. He could turn. So his first year, that was pretty trash, 2018. But yeah, he had last year obviously 63 receptions for 800 yards. But I mean, no one's gonna have
Yeah.
And then prior to that, he had 3 straight seasons of 1,100 yards or more.
Yeah, all the Panthers did was run the football last year. So.
Well, I mean,
He
in their
wasn't
QB
gonna-
situation is more
Yeah.
what I was alluding to. But yeah, I'm with that. But yeah, so I like it a lot because now you put now Mooney's in a position to be a number 2 guy, which is what he always should have been. He's not a number 1, so hopefully he does well at that number 2. DJ Moore is obviously great.
You got Chase Claypool.
You got Chase Claypool, who's a big dude, and then you got a couple of good running backs in the backfield as well. So for me, the real problem now is the defense. So can you use these picks to get some good defenders? Maybe Jalen Carter drops to number 9 after all that stuff with Georgia and whatever, and a lot of people said he's going to drop anyway. So now instead of getting that guy at number 1, you get him at a premium at number 9. You get some extra picks. So
And now with Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, probably maybe you'll beat the Packers because the Bears never beat the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. And that division's like, I mean, with the way the Vikings are built, they could easily have a 4-win season because all they do is play close games.
Yeah.
So if it flips and they start losing close games, then they're going to be out of the playoff picture. And then you got the Lions, who are a good team, but that division's not that good. Like that is a division that they can make the playoffs, and if you're the Bears, you need to make a jump this year and win 8 or 9 games at least.
I think
because
the Bears,
Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, their 3rd year took off.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I think that's more of a testament to Justin Fields than the Bears. But yeah, I think as a Bears fan, the first 2 years of Justin Fields' career, he had a rough O-line. He didn't have receivers. Their defense was not very good. And you kind of gave him that excuse for the first 2 years. And he showed flashes. He showed, he rushed for the most yards in the league, was the most efficient runner in the league, whatever it is. And then now that it's year 3 and you were the 32nd ranked passer in year 2, Show us that you can pass this year. Continue to run the football. Maybe turn into like a more of a Jalen Hurts when Jalen Hurts took the Eagles to the playoffs and they lost to Tampa Bay. We have a year like that with Justin Fields, then I have high hopes moving forward with him.
Yeah, agreed. I think it was the right move for the Bears to trade.
Yeah, me too. We kind of rushed through the AFC East, but yeah, I don't know if I have any more in the NFL really. Those were all the topics. I know we kind of rushed through the Tua situation, it seemed like. But yeah, that Dolphins team is stacked, beyond stacked. And I would love to see that team make some type of playoff, like just get like 2 wins.
Well, I know that the AFC East this year is going to be better than what people thought the AFC West was going to be. Like, there is no doubt that division is going to be the best division in football.
AFC East?
Yes. It's not even going to be close. That's 4 teams that – I mean, that's 3 teams that are Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, I mean,
in
like
one division.
I think this is what the AFC East picture looks like this year is you have Josh Allen leading the Bills again. Hopefully, let's say he works on, his interceptions in the red zone.
Von Miller
That's
will be back.
all it is. So you have a healthy Bills team. You have potentially Aaron Rodgers-led New York Jets. And with a thriving young defense, thriving young receivers, that could be a real threat. Then you go beyond that. You have Mac Jones with an actual offensive coordinator. So hopefully he not only goes back to his Pro Bowl type year, but it's even better than that one. Then you have a healthy Tua with Mike McDaniels and a stacked Dolphins team. I mean, that division is...
Yeah. That division is scary good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, nothing else really to say about that.
No. Let's move over to the NBA. Lakers, LeBron sitting out. I saw some crazy stuff today from Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett said that he thinks that LeBron James is sitting out on purpose because the Lakers want to see how AD does on his own and see if he's worth the time and money that it would take for him to be, the leader of the LA Lakers going forward without LeBron.
I mean, maybe because he came back in the Dallas Maverick game. I mean, that was weird. Like, he hurt himself, and then he came back and played, made that crazy block on Kyrie, and now he's, just done.
He's out of the boot today, though. I did hear that.
I know, but I'm just saying that whole situation was odd.
I think
how do you hurt your foot? He said, I heard it pop. Then he comes back in the game.
Well, it was probably like one of those where your adrenaline's going, you're already moving, you have high blood flow, and it doesn't hurt that bad. And then after you wake up the next morning, your foot is just stiff. It's got to be something like that. Like day 2 was worse.
No, I get that, but how is it now like a month injury? That makes no sense to me.
Well, then they were saying he might need surgery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like his left ankle that has been hurting ever since he hurt himself. It was 2 years ago when he hurt his ankle, and he's like, I'm never going to be the same. And he's just had that left ankle lingering for now 2 year, and he might have to get surgery on it, apparently. But they were saying at first that it was a foot injury, so it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And also, I like what I'm seeing from D'Angelo Russell. He's balling out. But it seems like every time someone plays good for the Lakers, AD just only takes 15 shots, just coasts during the game, only scores 15 points. It's like he can't get through his head that you are the guy that the Lakers want to be the number one. Like you need to put up 30 a night. Like the Lakers are better when you do that. And the only time he performs is when nobody else is doing good, and then he'll drop 40 and have 10 rebounds or 15 rebounds.
Yeah, 20 something the other day.
Yeah, I know. He'll take over games, but when someone else is doing it, he just takes a back seat every single time. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Someone needs to drill what Dwayne Wade did with LeBron after they lost with the Heat. He was like, you are the guy. I don't know what's going on, but someone needs to tell AD, you are the guy. You need to be the number one option for us to succeed. Yeah. And it just doesn't happen. It makes no sense.
Yeah. And I mean, the Lakers. Yeah. And I mean, the Lakers' formula for success is going to be AD takes the mantle. He acts like the number one. He plays well. He drops 40, has 20 rebounds, at least a couple games in the playoffs. LeBron comes back. He plays up to just the caliber that we're used to seeing. He drops 30. He drops 25. He has assists. He facilitates the game. And then D'Lo, if he comes out, and he seems to be best when, the lights are the brightest. So if he plays like that,
he's a beast.
And, all 3 of those guys are clicking in that way, I don't think the Nuggets can beat them. Despite Jokic and how great he's been, I would have the Lakers in 6 games.
They can beat them, but the Lakers can compete with anybody in the West. And if you remember in 2020, LeBron, the way they succeeded was AD had the most points. He averaged like 27 a game, was their leading scorer. LeBron, if you remember, led the league in assists, and everybody was saying he's the best point guard in the NBA. That was their formula for success. LeBron was a point guard, gave you 25 and 10. AD was the main offensive threat with 27, and they were just surrounded by shooters, and they had great defense. And they were the number 1 seed in the West, and they looked like the best team in the NBA. The Lakers have to get back to that formula where LeBron's the best point guard in the league, AD is a top 5 player and a great scorer, and then they got a third option with D'Angelo Russell and a bunch of shooters, and they're a good defensive team. If they get to that, they have a great chance to get out of the West. And if I'm any other team in the West, I do not want to see the Lakers in a first round, second round, or conference finals because they're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't get through AD's head that he has to be the number 1 option, and you have to have a 38-year-old LeBron James come back from injury and drop 30 a game, it's just not going to happen. Like, LeBron needs to take a back seat, and AD needs to take the mantle. But, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And another thing that, is interesting to me, or I was on the wrong thing. But yeah, another thing that's really interesting to me about the Lakers making the playoffs is that there's no team that you can pinpoint and say, oh, this team is having a really hot push into the playoffs. Like, the Nuggets have lost 3 straight. Memphis Grizzlies and John Morant, that's obviously not a good look. The Warriors, who knows? Like, they're a big question mark.
The Warriors like a trash.
Any team in the West, if you went to me and said, hey, they lose in the first round, I'd be like, okay. There's not one where I was like, really? They lost? Like, the Kings are the number 2 seed.
Yeah. This is a crazy year. And it makes me kind of sad because if a team like the Warriors can still make a run in the West, and that just pisses me off.
Well, let's just look at these standings. I was showing this to Mom earlier. So the Clippers are 10.5 games back, and they're the 5 seed.
Yeah.
After that, you have the Golden State half a game back. Minnesota, Dallas, 1.5 games back, 1 game back from the Warriors. And then you have Utah, OKC, LAL, and New Orleans, all a game back from that.
You said LAL?
Yeah, Los Angeles Lakers. So basically, from the 12 seed to the 5 seed is a 2.5 game difference.
Yeah, and it's been like that for like a month now.
I think the Lakers dropped 1 game and went from the 9 to the 11.
This playoffs is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I mean, yeah, with I don't know what's going on with John Morant. Apparently, there was something else that came out about him, and now they're saying that someone said that he's going back to rehab because he's like an alcoholic, and he's probably going to be out for the year. So the Memphis Grizzlies are essentially done without John Morant. I mean, they could probably still make some noise, but they're not going to win the West without John Morant. And, I mean, if you're a mediocre team, this is a great season to be that. Because there is no other year that I could pinpoint that a team like the Lakers could have a year that they're having and still have a good chance to get out of the West. Like, it makes no sense at all. I really think just looking at the West, I don't think that there is anybody in the West that's going to win the title. Like, it's either going to be the Bucks or the Celtics. And the Celtics are also struggling as well. So, to me, it looks like the far and away favorite right now in the NBA is the Bucks. And KD just got injured with the Suns in a pregame warm-up. So
yeah, KD's made of glass.
Yeah,
80 is too, but KD's made of glass.
Well, I mean, think about it. He's 7 foot and he's built like a stick. Like he's gonna be injured all the time. Like, there's no way his ligaments can take that. And he relies and his game is a lot of athleticism. Like, he moves really quickly off the dribble. Like, he drives a lot, dunks a lot. He's a really active defender. I mean, since he's been at Golden State or after his Achilles, he's been ridiculed with injuries, and he missed a whole year on OKC. So, like, we got to start thinking about KD. Like, this dude is for real injury prone. Like, he gets injured every single year and misses like 25, 30 games. So, I mean, it's not a good look for the Suns or KD.
Right. All right, man. Which, I mean, that's the thing about KD also is I actually do think that no matter when KD comes back, if it's 2 weeks left in the season, if it's the first playoff game, you can put him in that Suns lineup and they're going to succeed. They're going to do well.
I think that they'll do fine, but we got to stop getting our heads that you can just plug these players in and then everything's magically just going to work.
But if there was one,
Yeah, I
would
know,
choose
but
KD.
but it didn't work for Brooklyn when he was getting injured. They were the 2 seed. He'd get injured. They'd come back, and they're like, oh, he's back now, and they got swept in the first round. Like, you have to build continuity throughout the season. You have to, like, build chemistry. You can't just plug people in, and then you're going to win the playoffs. We've seen it time and time again, and it doesn't work. You've got to actually build team chemistry and build a unit to be able to face adversity during the playoffs, or you're going to fold. So, like, KD coming back for the playoffs, I still don't think the Suns are the favorite because they haven't even played with each other. And also, Chris Paul gets injured his whole career, especially in pivotal moments. If you remember in 2018, he got hurt in Game 5 when they went up 3-2 against the Warriors. They ended up losing. DeAndre Ayton gets hurt a lot. Devin Booker gets hurt a lot. I mean, I have no faith in the Suns whatsoever. I have no faith in, like, anyone in the West. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's sad because a team like the Warriors are just straight trash, and they have a chance to get out of the West too. I mean, I'm hoping the Bucks win because, like, if anybody in the West wins, then, like, this is just a trash NBA season, dude.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be the regular season doesn't matter at all. Like, that's what it feels like. It just feels like anybody can get injured. Nobody has to actually grind throughout a season, and then you can just still win a title. It just makes no sense.
Yeah. So, I personally really haven't heard anybody talk about. Are you done with that? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm down to talk about the Clippers now.
Okay. So I personally haven't heard anyone bring this up before, and it's pretty astonishing to me because it's pretty rough when you look back at it. But all right, in July 6th of 2019, the Clippers shipped away Danilo Gallinari. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Danilo Gallinari.
All right, the Clippers shipped away Gallinari, Shai Alexander. I'll just say SGA. All right. The Clippers shipped out Gallinari, SGA, and 5 first-round picks in exchange for Paul George. And looking back on it, OKC was the winners. OKC won that trade. You got 5 first-round picks. You got SGA, who turned out to be better than Paul George at this point in their respective timelines. And also, Paul George and the Clippers really haven't accomplished anything.
No, they've accomplished nothing. And I just think that Kawhi Leonard kind of ruins franchises, man. Like, when he was at the Spurs, they were good. He got hurt. There was friction in that locker room. The coaching staff didn't know what was up with him. He, like, played 9 games that whole season and, like, didn't tell anybody about his injury. And, like, they're like, when are you coming back, dude? He was just like, I don't know. So then him and the Spurs, like, had a huge fallout. He goes to the Raptors. The Raptors just gave him what he wanted. They let him play, like, 60 games. Didn't make him play back-to-backs, and they succeeded there. But if you remember, the Raptors already had a good winning culture. They were winning 55 to 60 games every single year before that with DeRozan. So he kind of just plugged in there, and he's better than DeRozan, so he's able to take him over the top. And they played a depleted Warriors team, or else they wouldn't have won the title. Then he goes to the Clippers, demands that they give up their whole future for Paul George. He plays like 0 games. Has the worst collapse in NBA history playing the Nuggets in the bubble, up 3-1, and you lose 3 straight fourth quarter leads. And then he just doesn't play. Like, him and Paul George both don't play. And they still made the conference finals and lost to the Suns without him. So I guess that was good. But you have this year, and you still don't play a lot of games, and you're like the 6th seed, and you have no shot at winning an NBA title. So the in the last 5 years, we've seen the 2 biggest failures in NBA history. It's Kawhi going to the Clippers, and it's KD going to the Brooklyn Nets. Those are the 2 worst failures. And if you look at it if you just look at both of those teams, what they have in common, they don't play games. Their star players don't play games. And if you don't play and you don't build team chemistry, then you're not going to win. You can't just go to a team and the grass is greener and, like, you put all these players together and you're going to win. You actually have to become a team like the Celtics. Like, the Celtics keep getting better every single year, and they're primed to win a title at some point. But, I mean, I just feel like in the NBA now, all these, like, demanding trades and stuff, every single player just thinks the grass is greener on the other side, and they're not, like, actually building anything.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Chilling there.
yeah.
I don't really have anything else, do you? All right, guys, that's all for episode number 53 of the Good Point Bro podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Please go ahead and like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. As you guys know, you can see us on TikTok at goodpoint.bro, on Instagram at goodpointbro, and as you guys know, on TikTok at the Good Point Bro podcast. Also, go follow our second account, Good Point Bro Picks, if you're into betting. That one's hosted by your boy Adam, who hasn't been with us, bro. We haven't had our Jamie in a minute, but hopefully, the stars will align and he'll be sitting in that chair once again.
Yeah.
All right.
See.
All right, don't sleep, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.